In this video, you will learn marginal analysis and utility. Marginal analysis, or another way for marginal, you can think of change, and then analysis is the examination. And so marginal analysis is the examination of change. Typically it is very small units, the smallest you can get from whatever we were existing in the first place. That's what the status quo means. And utility is the economic term that we use for happiness. Happiness is extremely subjective, so there is no absolute value that we attempt to put on everyone in the world. Instead, it's a way for us to represent human behavior. And lastly, the law of diminishing marginal utility. This sounds like a big one, but we use utility as happiness, marginal as change, and then diminishing means that as you consume or do more of something, the amount of things that you get from it is less and less and less. So for law of diminishing marginal utility, the more that we consume of something, the additional happiness or the change in happiness that each consumption or experience brings us is less. So the more you do something over and over and over again, the less happiness that you're receiving from it. So let's draw out what this might look like. Let's consider that we are consuming pizzas. On the bottom we have quantity, so we'll do 1, 2, or 3 slices of pizza. And then the other things we're going to be looking at are two other forms of marginal analysis. We're going to be looking at what we call marginal benefit and marginal cost. Those usually are associated with price, and what you'll see over here, say $1 or $1.50 for the cost of our slices. And in here, our first downward sloping line is going to be considered marginal benefit. Now, marginal benefit, marginal is change, and then benefit is the amount of additional utility or happiness that we get from consuming the thing. Marginal cost is the opposite. That marginal cost is the change in the additional cost that we have or the additional unhappiness that we're going to get from consuming this pizza. Now, as long as marginal benefit is greater than marginal cost here, we're saying that the change in happiness is greater than the change in unhappiness. That means we are becoming better off. So we should keep eating pizzas. Now, if marginal cost is greater than marginal benefit in all of this area, then that means we are worse off. This would mean that we are now getting too full from eating too much pizza. We have to run to the bathroom to throw up, or just feeling sick. This is no longer a happy place. Now, in order for us to maximize our happiness, or maximize our utility, we want to get to the point where we are right before becoming worse off, so that there's no extra area to become better off. We're the best that we can be. And we do that by going to the point where marginal benefit equals marginal cost. That is our magical rule in all of marginal analysis. Go to the point where marginal benefit equals marginal cost. And you're going to see variations of this through demand and supply, marginal revenue, marginal cost, all these additional economic concepts that goes back to this whole idea. And that's how we figure out our equilibrium. And we know that the total number of slices of pizzas to maximize our utility is going to be 2. And that's marginal analysis and utility.